everything you need to know about Taunters and DC Legends. Let's put all these useless facts that I've memorized up on her to your benefit. Let's get to the video. And
there is a difference between you and me. We both looked into the abyss. But when it looked back at us, you blinked.
Hi guys, I'm Grundy here, and this is a DC Legends video. In this video, I'm going to give you just info on Taunters. I wanted to do like a top 5 Taunters list, and then Parasite and Metallo came out, and it was like, yeah, no, I can't. I cannot in good conscience do that. And in fact, let me go ahead and put this over here because I took like a note just to be on the safe side so I don't forget. And here's the other thing too. It's kind of hard for me to put Metallo in a category. Just because we'll get into it. There's different kind of categories that I've used. I don't know if this is like specific to anything. I don't know all about the gear sets and this, that, and I don't do all that stuff. It's just kind of like how I see the Taunters. And basically you have like your beasts, like your absolute, like they're just good because they do everything. And then you have a certain HP type, you have a certain contributes to the team, and. Metallo is in the realm of, and let me go ahead and I'll just go to this group. It's in the realm of the Power Girl Arcus group, which is low HP, low agility, low intelligence in the sense of like for defense, but they give themselves death immunity. So that way they are taunting and they lose their HP and then they have some way of healing or giving themselves shield or something back to kind of like regain it. But overall, they'll taunt and keep your team protected because so long as the death immunity is there, they'll be alive. Metallo loses his HP relatively quickly and does not give himself death immunity or damage immunity. He gives himself mins from time to, like mins depending on certain conditions. So it's kind of hard for me to put him in a category. He should be able to damage, and he does do damage, but it's not great damage. He's got a lot of HP, but not like as much as some of the others who do more than. It's a weird place that he's in. So in any case, let's just go ahead and get to it. Now, in this category here, we have what I would just call the beasts. Now, Grundy, he is another one that kind of falls in like that Metallo category, but he revives. So truth be told, Grundy actually belongs more with the Power Girl and Arcus category of like, he has a thing that when he gets close to death or when he dies, he will revive. However, he's very thick. He's very tanky. It's hard to get him to die in the first place. He takes a lot of shots regardless of the affinity. You have Superman. Superman is not exactly the tankiest in terms of like the most HP. However, where he becomes a tank is the fact that if you hit anybody on his team, damage immunity goes up, death immunity goes up. It's hard as hell to kill the dude. Then you have the best character in the game right now, Parasite. He gives himself heals. Whenever he gets hit, he can heal himself or double that heal. He gives himself death immunity. He already is tanky with a lot of HP, a lot of agility, a lot of intelligence ups. So he's good against any, both physical and special damage, not to mention the fact that he'll steal your buffs. So that means it's weakening the opponent as well while strengthening him. Ultraman, very similar in the sense of that he gives himself heals. He's given himself a mins. He gives out debuffs. He transfers debuffs back over. So he's constantly healing, constantly giving himself that taunt. So like if it was up to me, I think these are the top three taunters in the game. And Grundy's in there. I don't know if I give him top 5, but he's up in there. So there's that. Now, Shazam might have belonged in the list above. He's not quite a beast, but he's pretty damn good. And now the problem I have with him as well is I need to RB1 him so I can like get a true potential. These Taunters here are Taunters that I say provide something else. Now, Barda would have been in that list before the list of like just beasts. Say like 6 months ago, a year ago, maybe a year ago. Damn, has it been a year? She's not there anymore. However, she can still be a viable taunter because she gives the entire team stamina up. So she's not just taunting, but she's also helping make the rest of your team tankier. Clayface is very similar in that sense because because I had the notes because I couldn't fit everybody on there, so I had to. Clayface is very similar in that sense. He gives everybody agility ups. Plus, he keeps the taunt on him by not only giving himself taunt. If that taunt gets purged somehow, he's also giving the rest of the team invisibility, so he's still effectively the taunter so long as that invisibility isn't removed. And that invisibility does activate the kits of other tunes. We won't go into all that, but it does give the tunes something else. Donna Troy. Honestly, terrible taunter. I don't want her to taunt. I want her taunt to be removed. But she has this thing called multiverse presence. She's in the PvP shop right now. She takes your buffs and changes them into awareness and reduces the cooldown on your abilities. If you're new to this channel, you haven't heard me sing these praises, I love Donna Troy for that. And then Penguin as well. And Jessica Cruz falls into this category. I use Jessica Cruz a lot in the mid game, a lot. Penguin falls into this category because on his A3, he does do a turn meter reduction and he is faster than the Flash. However, he fell off quick as hell as one of the top taunters in the game. He does steal buffs as well too, so he's still good. He's still viable. I think mid game and early game, he's probably amazing. In game, there's just better out there. Now, on this other category, when you have Power Girl, your Arcus, I'm trying to double check. Lobo kind of falls into this category as well. And I had to split it because you have the non-zero turn taunters, which are the taunters who do not start with taunt at the beginning of battle. To me, I always categorize them as like secondary taunters, meaning if I'm going to a situation where I want two taunters and I want something else that they provide, then I'll pair Steel with Barda, who is Barda's a turn zero taunter. Steel is not. However, all those stamina ups will make Steel tankier. He is a good tune. So it just overall would work well to have another taunter with him. And then he can also taunt as well, protecting the other two teammates that you have on. You also have Jace Fox, who not a turn zero taunter and very, very specialized and not in a great way. He's special damage. He gives himself int ups, which means that he's taunting with int ups. So he's supposed to be there for special damage taunting, supposedly. I guess that's the only thing I could think that they were trying to do. However, most special damage tunes, or a lot of special damage tunes that crack skulls, are negative, if any, matchups for Jace Fox. Why would you run him against a Lex, a special damage energy tune, a Superboy? You wouldn't do it. Trying to think of any other ones. Starfire, who isn't even that great. Fire. Name Captain Atom. Like, you wouldn't want to put him up against a lot of the special damage tunes because they're energy based, and that'd be a negative affinity matchup. So, and then with the death immunity kids, Power Girl and Arcus. Arcus is still good at PvP if you want to try to use him. Power Girl, not so much. But I had her early game, and she was an absolute beast for me and helped me get through a lot of stuff. And that is because in PvE content, Arcus and Power Girl, given the type of taunters they are, Lobo as well. Lobo falls into that category with Grundy. That's why I had them all together, is the fact that if they die, they revive. Grundy only once. Lobo is conditional depending on how many of your teammates are alive. However, they keep coming back and coming back and coming back. So that's kind of like the death immunity thing to me. So that means that they'll lose their HP, but they'll still be around to help your team fight. Power Girl will get into this beast mode thing that I would call, where she would just stack stamina ups, keep healing, keep herself alive, and keep just causing havoc for anybody else on the opposite side. Arcus can crack faces very, very quickly. But Arcus is a glass cannon, but the death immunity keeps him alive so that he can keep hitting people. So that's the other category. I lean heavily towards those types of tunes, the death immunity type tunes, to be PvE content, because right now PvP, you have way too many tunes that can strip buffs. And so the second that Power Girl gets her HP down, you can even put Castaway Green Arrow in there just to remove the death immunity and then punch her, and she's done. Same thing with Arcus. He's easily taken care of. So there's that side of it, the death immunity tunes, and then you have the secondary taunters, okay? Cool. Now, we go into the support. Support-wise, you have tons and tons and tons of options. But part of the support role also is creating taunters to me. So, for example, one thing I love to do, which probably makes me a sick hole, is I like using Poison Ivy with Cheshire. I like using a Binge Sewer with Cheshire because I can turn Cheshire into a taunter, and then you can try to hit her if you want to, and when you miss, she will attack you and give disease. I know, I'm a jerk, but that's one of the things that you can do, and that's how they support them. Not to mention the fact that, and this is the thing, this is kind of, with the stuff I'm about to say about Poison Ivy, this is true of any tune that would do that, but She heals as well. She tosses debuffs back at the opposing team. A bend sword literally at the end of a Taunter's turn heals that Taunter if they have Taunt on them. So like he's actually designed for the use with a Taunt. He gives that shield. He gives, and he also calls on the A1. Oh, but so does Poison Ivy too when she gives that taunt. Calls on the A1, and then he does literally heal the Taunter once his turn is over if they're below 0 health. Kilowog, the reason why he's good for the support, if you're hit with a critical shot, then if a tune is hit with a critical shot, that tune gets, I think it's 3 empower strength ups. So if I'm at Metallo, for example, if Metallo takes a critical shot, then he will receive 3 empower strength ups. Since Metallo's already a physical based tune anyway, he hits with strength ups, giving him empower strength ups, makes him hit that much harder. However, if I were to put Kilowog with Parasite, it would be useless because Parasite is special damage. So him getting empower strength ups or strength ups in general do not make him hit harder. So why would I waste the tune Kilowog in that slot when I could use somebody else? Because all he's going to do is give empower strength ups to Parasite, which Parasite won't be able to use. Terra, also good as a support because she gives everybody agility ups. Agility ups makes you stronger against physical damage, so you're effectively making your Taunter tankier, right? So, and then also, just to be sure, Aquaman. Aquaman gives entire teams crit immunity. Any tune that gives crit immunity runs well with Taunters because that means they can take more damage. Also means you can't run them with Kilowog, but they take more damage, or they can take more shots and do whatever it is that they need to do. Metallo gets 3 strength ups. Power Girl, I think she gets like 4 strength ups, something like that. Whatever. So Parasite steals all your buffs. So that means that you're not going to take as much damage per hit because the shots won't be critical. There you go. Also, one tune that I forgot on the Turn 0 Taunter list, on the not Turn 0 Taunter list, is Plastic Man. Like none of them are great. Sorry, none of them are great. It is what it is. All right, so on to the next, and I think it's the final category. And actually, I put Grundy here, and I don't think that was right. This is the Harley Quinn Eclipso, basically, and it is, I'm going to taunt, and then I'm going to have a bunch of evasion ups, and you won't be able to hit me. Now, I always thought that Eclipso was actually better than Harley Quinn in this scenario, simply because he does the evasion ups, but then he also gives you hit chance downs. And so if he gives you hit chance downs plus evasion ups, that means that you have even less of a chance of hitting him. Harley Quinn, she gives herself the evasion ups, but then she gives you intelligence downs. Doesn't really compute the same way, so that it's still a higher chance of hitting her than it would be of hitting Eclipso. Absolutely loved Eclipso. I haven't used him in quite a minute. I might bring him out a little bit, play with him a little bit. So those are the Taunters. Let me see, make sure I didn't forget nothing. So you got your Taunters up here, like top of the class to me. Superman, Ultraman, Parasite. They're the 3 best. Grundy, thick, beefy, tanky Taunter. He is good. Then you have down here your tunes that are Taunters, and maybe you want them to be Taunters, maybe you don't. But then they also give something else to the rest of the team. Donna Troy with Multiverse Presence. Barda with stamina ups. You have Shazam. This is kind of tentative. Maybe he should have been in the top category, but we'll see. But he also has the giving himself turn meter up and causing more damage, giving the stuns. Then you have Peregrine. Peregrine? I don't even know where that word came from. Penguin. At least I don't say it like Benedict Cumberbatch. At least I say Penguin normally. Turn meter manipulation on AoE attack and also steals buffs. Then you have the tunes down here that for one side of it, death immunity, meaning that they will lose their HP very quickly, and hopefully that death immunity is there for you so that they stay alive. Or you have your Lobos and your Grundys who revive, things of that nature. Then you have your secondary Taunters, meaning your non-turn 0 Taunters like your Plastic Mans, like your Steels, like your Batman, Jace Foxes, who you want to put them in the secondary position to protect your team. Like, I always would run a main Taunter with a secondary Taunter, unless I just have some kind of scheme or thing I'm trying to work out specifically. Like, I don't use them I can't count on them to protect the team as much as I could a Parasite, a Barda, a Superman. Then you have your supports, your Kilowalks, your Hippolytus, your Abensurs, your Poison Ivies, your Terras. They just help make your Star Sapphires. They help make your tunes better by supporting them in whatever way, either taking debuffs off them, giving them buffs, giving them heals, etc., etc. And then you have your evasion taunters, your Harley Quinns, and your Calypso. I think I'm missing one or two. I don't think so, but maybe. I don't think so, though. And what they do is basically they're going to give themselves a bunch of evasion ups. They're more like the lottery, meaning like, and I've said this before, I mean, unless you have a bunch of evasion ups, and even if you do, you can still technically, you can still be hit. Technically. It won't happen, but you could be. With them, you're taking the chance. You could get hit. You may not. And they don't necessarily have deep HP pool, so buyer beware. In any case, I hope that was helpful. I'm going to put a post up that will answer your questions about Taunters in the community tab. So go to the community tab. I'll have a thing that says like your questions about Taunters, and then I'll do a part 2 to this video. If necessary, if I get like 3 questions, then I'll go ahead and like answer those questions in a in a Taunter video. So thank you guys for watching all the way through. I drop these videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So please like, please subscribe. If you don't like it, subscribe. If you dislike, I'm okay with that as well. Thank you guys for watching all the way through again. See you next time.